Today I'm in my big metal bubble, also known as my car, because I've come to do the shopping, and I'm not going to use my bike to do the shopping, really, am I? I much prefer to travel in my lovely big metal bubble, protected from the elements and from the traffic around me. Sometimes I'm jealous of the cyclists that whiz by and through the red lights, but hey, that's what they do, right? Is that right? Should they do that? And this week's question is, why do cyclists ignore traffic lights? This week's picture shows an interesting application of nudge theory, a concept that attempts to influence people's behaviour through more subtle and less in-your-face means, whereby cyclists are encouraged to wait at traffic lights by providing them with a specific bike-only area in front of waiting cars that offers a chance to rest, an open space where motorists can see them clearly, and also a head start when the lights turn green. I remembered this photo when reading a hilarious article on the satirical website El Mundo Today. It described how a cyclist was incapable of registering for a website, as when asked to prove he wasn't a robot via the capture system, he couldn't identify any images that contained traffic lights. The system keeps asking which pictures contain traffic lights, and there aren't any, he said. A classic reworking of the Audis don't include indicators joke. My personal experience seems to confirm this supposed satire in real life. When I leave my garage, the first traffic light I come to, and almost always have to stop at, is pretty much universally ignored by cyclists, despite having one of those zones where they can wait in front of the cars. It's a well-designed crossroads, with bike lanes and zebra crossings, but bikes and electric scooters whiz past my stationary car, especially if they are turning right. So I went online to find out why this happens. I came across two interesting articles from Norway and New York. In both cases, cyclists were observed during rush hour traffic as they approached intersections with traffic lights. In Trondheim, Norway, roughly 40% rode through the red lights, while in New York it was almost double. Unfortunately, neither study differentiated between riders who cautiously checked each direction before ignoring the light and the cavalier road warriors who zipped through as if the lights simply didn't exist. The Norwegian study did, however, carry out an additional survey of 500 cyclists, asking them why they would ride through a red light. The top reasons were being in a rush. The road was narrow. No cars coming through the intersection. They were turning right. Feeling more exposed and attuned to their environment than the driver inside a big, closed metal bubble, and treating the traffic light as a yield sign rather than a stop sign. Apart from the first one, and perhaps the second, all these reasons seem quite logical. After all, most intersections are designed to create a clear separation between cars and pedestrians. Let's not forget that the biggest killer in traffic is the heavy, cumbersome car driven at speed. As bicycle use rises and bike paths are improved and properly integrated into the urban road network, perhaps it is time to reconsider some of the rules for these more environmentally friendly forms of transport. Traffic calming measures have already reduced fatalities in our towns and cities. Let's continue the good work by encouraging people to get out of their big metal bubbles and onto bikes, scooters, and the pavement. Let's chat about the picture and those ideas. Number 1. Describe the picture in as much detail as possible. Number 2. How do you move around town? What frustrations do you encounter? Number 3. What proposals would you make regarding bicycles, scooters, and other similar vehicles? Number 4. What are the bike paths and traffic calming measures like where you live? Number 5. Have you used an electric scooter? What do you think of them? Why are they so popular? And here's an activity for you. Make a list of all the traffic and safety regulations, both on the road and at work, that you break. Why do you break the rules and ignore the warnings? Be honest. Thank you very much for being here, in my car, on the road, on your toilet. I don't know where you watch these videos. Anyway, have a great day, have a great week, and a fantastic weekend. See you next week. Bye.